United have had the upper hand recently when these two have met, and while United got off to a winning start to build on the momentum that they had started to ramp up during the tail end of the last campaign, Arsenal arrive off the back of a very disappointing performance and result on match day one when they went down by a 0-0 to Liverpool. Alessia Russo, understandably, is where the cameras are fixed. 26 goals in 59 games for Manchester United in her 3 years in their colours. Manchester United manager Mark Skinner has stayed true to the 11 that came from behind to beat Aston Villa 2-1 last weekend. Summer signing Jesse leads the line for the second successive game, but fellow new arrivals Evie Rabjon, Hinter, Mia Aswa and Fallon Tullis-Joyce are still waiting for their full debuts and are named on the bench. Meanwhile, there are no less than 6 changes for Arsenal from that defeat to Liverpool. Most noticeably in goal, Sabrina D'Angelo getting the nod ahead of Zinsberger between the sticks. Maritz, Pelova, Kadina, Ilestedt and Blackstenius are also in. Lottie Wubben-Moy, Chloe Lacasse, Katie McCabe, Marnham and Ford all make way. It is Alessia Russo, as expected, who leads the line. So under the lights here at the Lee Sports Village for what should be some occasion. Manchester United, who have only dropped points in 2 of their last 11 WSL home games, and also no WSL side has scored more on home turf than Mark Skinner's side. He says that they fear no one and they always believe they can win, and more late goals for his side seem to prove that point against Aston Villa, didn't they? Jonas Eidevall, meanwhile, looking for a reaction after what he called a very disappointing showing in the loss at the Emirates to Liverpool. Yes, the number 23 now for Manchester United, with Alessia Russo wearing that number in the colours of Arsenal now. And on the referee's whistle, the players, match officials and coaching staff all take a knee. So Kirsty Dowie is our referee, and it is Arsenal who get the game underway, kicking from right to left in this first half. Arsenal debuting their new away kit, which is described as a striking 8-piece collection based around a pastel geometric print and bold pink accents. They're in the purple sort of colours, I think is easier to say. Here's Earps then. Short to Letitia. Manchester United completed a WSL double over Arsenal last season, winning both games by a 1-goal margin. Arsenal have failed to win any of the last 4 against United in all competitions, including a League Cup quarter-final defeat in January of last year. Maya Letitia. Oops. Letitia. Here's Gabby George. Well, you might have noticed that all of the players are wearing black armbands this evening. That follows the sad news that Lady Cathy Ferguson, the wife of former Manchester United men's manager Sir Alex Ferguson, has died at the age of 84. Last game between these sides ended 1-0 to Manchester United on Manchester United turf in April. Alessia Russo got the only goal of the game to defeat Jonas Eidevall's side. It's a nasty day for all of an Arsenal persuasion. It was also the match where Leah Williamson suffered that horrific injury. Steph Catley's gone across to take this corner kick for Arsenal. Set pieces have been a big strength for Manchester United. Scored the most set piece goals in the WSL last season. They've got one to defend here. And they defend it pretty easily because Arsenal have made a right mess of that. Back into a good area this time though, and then it's catching practice for Mary Earps when it perhaps should have been trickier for the England international. Swung into a good area, and they almost got in each other's way there. Letitia, here's George. Manchester United not really able to get out of their own half so far. Ladd, Zellum. Toon. This is Hayley Ladd. Toon trying to feed it through, and here's Lucia Garcia. First attack for Manchester United, and it's safely into the hands of Sabrina D'Angelo. And Garcia anticipated that interception and then quickly set about her business, but it was just a touch too far in front of Leah Galton. So Sabrina D'Angelo in the starting lineup this evening in place of Manuela Zinsberger. First appearance of the campaign for the Canadian. 6 games for Arsenal last season. Kept 3 clean sheets across those 6 matches. Seen her now start 5 of the most recent 10 WSL matches. And Jonas Eidevall was at pains to stress that he doesn't see there being a outright first-choice goalkeeper. It is a case of being able to switch between them, even perhaps in-game, was the point he was making before the match tonight. Always is that bit more attention when it's the goalkeeper who is changed. No chance of Mary Earps being changed out of the Manchester United side. Played every minute of United's 81 WSL games. Only United player to appear in every single one of them. A tug from Lucia Garcia. Codina brought down. Spaniard on Spaniard there. International teammates. Nearly given away to Jace. Jace, who was full of industry and effort on the opening weekend. And she made her debut in the victory at Aston Villa. 11 touches in the Villa box, the most of any single player in the opening round of fixtures. Racked up 11 goals in 37 games for Barcelona last season, where she won the League and the Champions League, but no goals in any of the last 16 matches she's played in since scoring for Barcelona against Real Betis in February. Millie Turner safely back to Earps. Earps almost looked like she was going to get into a bit of bother, but found Zellum comfortably enough. Turner for George. Zellum. Lovely turn and go by Leah Galton, who felt she was fouled, but Kirsty Dowie disagreed. Mark Skinner was talking about the fact that they go into every game feeling that they can win these days. He's actually unbeaten in his last 4 matches against Arsenal as well, on a personal front, winning 3 of them. Side picked up where they left off last season with those late goals against Aston Villa. Scored the most and conceded the fewest in the final 15 minutes of WSL matches last season. Jace. Zellum. Hayley Ladd. Millie Turner. Here's George. Zellum. Well, not quite on the same page as Lucia Garcia there. Little. It's a lovely switch out wide and taken down by Moritz. Valti. Being buffeted by Toon, but still managed to shuffle it back. Pelova. That's nicely worked. Here's Catley. First time pass is charged down. Little gives it back to Catley. Lucia Garcia in close attendance, and Catley couldn't make it work. Arsenal undone by 2 late goals from Manchester United at the Emirates last season in that humdinger of a game which won 3-2 by Manchester United. To make matters worse in that game, Beth Mead's injury would be later revealed as a season-ending ACL rupture, and then in April, when they came to Manchester, Arsenal were in a very good run of form. They'd beaten Manchester City in the league and knocked out Bayern to go through to the semis of the Champions League, but another defeat and another horrible injury, this time to Leah Williamson, and they ended up losing that one by 1-0. On the move here. It's a good run, and eventually numbers back there for Manchester United to cut out the path to goal for Pelova. Well, coughed up possession there in a bad area. Plenty of red shirts back, though, to ensure there was no serious threat. Robust, but nothing wrong with it, according to Kirsty Dowie. Mark Skinner had the most consistent lineup in the WSL last season, making fewer changes to his starting 11 than any other head coach. That is going to be a cheap corner conceded by Arsenal. Now, Sabrina D'Angelo not quick enough to prevent that going behind. Is it going to be costly for Arsenal, because Manchester United have been dominant in the WSL when it comes to scoring from set pieces. 15 goals from dead ball situations since the start of last season, more than any other team have managed from set pieces. And that's into a good area and caused some concern. Back by Toon. Jace. Blundell's throw. Toon. Jace unable to control. 6 changes from Jonas Eidevall this evening. Then he said that it's just down to the fact that they've got a great squad, and the 11 he's picked tonight are the best he thinks for this game, although that's not the best of clearances from Leah Bounty. Zellum. That's a useful pass. Blackstenius. And still, Stina Blackstenius! Arsenal lead! A big goal in a big game for Jonas Eidevall's side, and it's Stina Blackstenius who stepped up. All of the attention beforehand had been on another Arsenal forward, but it is Stina Blackstenius who has taken the headlines. It's a really clever run, curved it to ensure that she stayed onside, and then shrugged off Blundell and slipped it into the bottom corner. Very well taken. No real hope for Mary Earps with that one. And Stina Blackstenius, who scored her first ever WSL goal in Arsenal's draw with Manchester United in February of last year, has now given Jonas Eidevall real cause for celebration tonight. She'd only scored once in her last 10 games for club and country. That came in that Champions League qualifying game against Linköping last month. But Arsenal's top scorer in all competitions last season has got her first in the WSL this term. Jace has gone for it and has put it a long way over the top. It's been such a good run for Mark Skinner's side. 8 successive WSL victories, their best ever run in the division, and they're also unbeaten in the league in 28 matches against sides aside from Chelsea. Only dropped points in 2 of their 11 at home last season, Manchester United. And haven't started too well tonight. Signs for encouragement for Arsenal. Fouty. Pelova. Pelova around the corner neatly. All the way through for Blackstenius. Arsenal have failed to beat Manchester United in the last 4 meetings between the sides in all competitions. They've taken one of the chances to come their way tonight. Converting opportunities has been an Achilles heel for them. They were the lowest scorers amongst the top 4 last season, and 5 teams have converted chances more regularly than Arsenal since the start of the last campaign. For tonight, they've failed to score from their last 52 shots in the WSL, but they've made one of them count tonight. He said, in terms of what needed to improve compared to the game against Liverpool, a lot, especially their quality on the ball. Yes, Manchester United's quality on the ball hasn't been great so far, too. Jace looking for the room to try and get a hit in, instead tried to pick out Lucia Garcia, who will be content to let it run for the throw. Lucia Garcia. Hannah Blundell. Manchester United trying to feel their way into this game. Arsenal the ones who have made 6 changes, but this unchanged Manchester United team don't look as cohesive as their opponents so far. Letitia. Zellum. George. There, Galton. Gabby George. Not much room for Manchester United to work with. Jace gets up, but that's catching practice for Sabrina D'Angelo. D'Angelo directed towards Steph Catley, and it's come away with the aid of that Garcia header. Puffed up by Little and given away to Blackstenius. Wide by Pelova. Here it's also receiving the pantomime boos. Hasn't had many touches so far, and it's a similar story for her on match day 1. Didn't have a touch in the opposition penalty area till just before the hour mark against Liverpool. Only had 3 in total in the Merseysiders' box, and didn't manage a single effort on target either. A bit peripheral and similar tonight, but Arsenal won't mind if he still managed to get the job done. It's interesting hearing from Matt Beard as well after Liverpool's success at the Emirates. He said that they had this plan of pushing Arsenal out wide and make sure that they couldn't dominate the game centrally, because that's where they can really hurt you. And stop that and push them out to the flanks, and they didn't really manage to do a great deal from out wide. Goal for Blackstenius coming, thanks to an incisive ball through the middle. Tissier back for Earps. There's a lot of frustration amongst the Manchester United players with their teammates at the lack of options available to them when they're on the ball. And Arsenal getting their pressing just right. Not committing too many bodies forwards, but hassling and harrying enough that they've made Manchester United uncomfortable in possession. Zellum now with the early one, but too much on it for Galton. Lifted forwards for Kim Little, and the flag has gone up. Started all 4 games this season. The Arsenal skipper, first appearances since March after injury for the Scottish midfielder. These top 4 heads-to-heads were pivotal last season. If you look at the final standings, they really showed that. Oof, that was robust from Kim Little. Jace felt the full force of that. She's back on her feet now and receives it here. Jace harmlessly behind. A third of her touches in the game against Villa came in the Villa penalty area, the highest percentage of any player across the opening weekend. Skinner making his feelings known to Melissa Burgin, the 4th official. I imagine it has something to do with that pretty meaty challenge that went in on Jace not that long ago. Gives both coaches the chance to try and tweak some things, and he'll be the happier of the 2 head coaches so far. Signed a new long-term contract with Arsenal this week. Jonas Eidevall says he thinks what they've generated in their last 2 seasons is a really strong culture on how they train, how they behave, how they live their values, and it's a much better and stronger foundation today than it was when he first arrived at the club. And Blackstenius has given them some strong foundations at Manchester United tonight. The pass here from Catley that sent her away. Blundell was desperately trying to get back, couldn't do enough to nudge her out of her stride, and she kept her cool to bury it beyond Earps. Well, she was a regular source of goals last season for Arsenal, their top scorer in all competitions with 18. That is 2 on the board already in all competitions this season, 1 in Champions League qualifying and on tonight. Hayley Ladd and Jen Beattie both receiving some attention and therefore need to wait before they're allowed to come back on. D'Angelo's running the risk here of getting on the wrong side of Kirsty Dowie, the referee, by the amount of time that she's taken. Tissier. Zellum. Blundell goes down by Little. Arsenal's pressing has been very well orchestrated. George, that's useful. Bolton racing. Oh, and she's missed it. D'Angelo! It's an absolute howler. And Leah Galton is on hand to profit. A nightmare for the Arsenal keeper. Gifts Galton the chance to level, and she gobbled it up. It's a painful one for all of an Arsenal persuasion. Manchester United haven't really threatened, but what was a fairly hopeful ball over the top was chased down by Leah Galton. D'Angelo came herring out. It's an absolute air kick, and that left Galton with the easiest of tasks to just roll it into the unguarded net. Oh dear. Not one that the Canadian will want to see again, and she knew as soon as she missed it what was coming next. Manchester United won, Arsenal won. A look that says it all. And I wonder what is going through the mind of the player who she replaced in the starting lineup in Manuela Zinsberger, who had started all three this season before tonight. Hatley forcing Earps to claw that away. Bolton gets it clear. Well, you can't legislate for that kind of thing. Jonas Eidevall was asked about his choice of goalkeepers tonight and whether it was a more permanent thing to replace Zinsberger with D'Angelo, but he wants everyone to come away from the view that there's a defined first-choice keeper. Sabrina D'Angelo given her opportunity tonight, her first appearance in this campaign. Not one that has gone well for her so far. Kept her only WSL clean sheet in her last game in the league, the 1-0 victory against Leicester in May for the January signing. It had all been going so well for Jonas Eidevall's side. Said that a lot needed to be better tonight compared to the display against Liverpool. Arsenal's quality on the ball has to be better, energy on the pitch, and tactically their positioning and decision-making. Well, all of that probably would have had a tick next to it. But just that absolute calamity from D'Angelo gifting United the equaliser. Codina. Little. Codina. Now, you could see that Hayley Ladd was pointing at the ball as soon as she made the challenge on Leah Valti, but Kirsty Dowie saw it differently. I think that's fair enough. Goals from crosses wasn't a strength for Arsenal last season. Just 5 of their 49 WSL goals came via that route. Is this one going to be tossed into the area? It is. And it comes to nothing. Catley. Looked offside to me, and now the flag does go up. Well, he'll be happy that they're back level, but I don't think he'll be too pleased with the performance so far. Felt that the magnitude of this game comes from the magnitude of the performance, and it's the away side who have had the better display with just over half an hour played. Again, it's looking for Blackstenius on that left-hand channel. On this occasion, Letitia is able to get there first. Earp's clearance helped further forwards. Garcia couldn't make it stick, and now Cadena. Oof! And Jace almost in, and then there was a bit of a tussle there, and Jen Beattie viewed to have just stood her ground there rather than anything else. Certainly those wearing red in the stadium saw it differently. That will be a free kick. Oh, just dawdling in possession there was Beattie, and then it was a bit of a wrestle, really. But referee let it go. And Manchester United instead have this free kick. Zellum takes. That's more up than out. Jace now leaving something in. And I think her view is, well, if the challenge on me was deemed okay, what's wrong with that? The crowd now getting on D'Angelo's back after that earlier error. Met by Catley. Zellum. Gabby George. Zellum. No-nonsense challenge from Ilestedt. Manchester United still have it, though. George, first time ball in, got a deflection. Ilestedt readjusted. And Boos, even when Russo's close to the ball and not even touching it. 10 to go until the break. Still a game that you feel is threatening to really burst into life. Trading jabs so far. Letitia. Both these sides actually kept the most clean sheets in the WSL last season. Manchester United with 14, Arsenal with 11. Catley. This is Jen Beattie. Ilestedt. Leovalti. Cadena. All nice idea, but just too much on the pass. And again, it's shown that Arsenal are so much more threatening when they do have the ability to play through the middle. Arsenal were prevented from doing that by Liverpool last weekend. Failed to have a shot on target from the 43rd minute onwards in that defeat at the Emirates, with that game plan from Liverpool to force them out wide, ensuring that they didn't offer a great deal in attack. Ilestedt. In steps Selim. Toon. Stayed in. Selim back. Too high for Garcia. Brought away by Steph Catley. Manchester United had the most consistent lineup in the WSL last season. They made fewer changes to their starting 11 than any other team. 10 players starting at least 19 of the 22 matches in the division. Given the potential additional Champions League games this season, it's perhaps unlikely that they'll be able to have that kind of consistency across this campaign. Catley, cleverly done. Here's Little. Selim. Ladd. George. Selim. Really had a pocket picked by Blackstenius. It's Jace. BT managed to get it clear. Valti. Little stepping in. Hayley Ladd for Manchester United. It was Manchester United who took the lead in the game at the Emirates last season. Here's Garcia, meanwhile, looking for the angle to have a shot at goal. Nearly got a second bite of the cherry. Quite what Blackstenius was hoping for. It's Selim. Turner. On for George. Real roller coaster of a game, that one at the Emirates in November. One of the best games of the season, without a doubt, with Toon putting Manchester United in front just before the break. Arsenal then scored twice to go 2-1 up until 5 minutes from time. Turner and Alessia Russo with the goals. Russo's in the 90th minute. Jace. Oh! Well, Lucia Garcia showing her frustration that she was caught on her heels a bit, because had she set off a touch earlier, she was in, and she looked onside as well. This time it's Manchester United who are doing a good job of closing down, and the press has forced Arsenal into conceding possession. Galton centre, Garcia waiting, and that will do Sabrina D'Angelo the world of good. After that horrible moment that gifted Galton the leveller, Canadian coming for the cross and claiming well, with Garcia going up against her. Russo receiving the boos and losing the ball. George. Shuffled forwards for Galton, who's gone a little bit too early. Well, success in these top four head-to-heads did seem pivotal last season and closely followed the final tables. One of the keys to Manchester United's success was their form in these games. They beat Arsenal in both of them, and they've got back level in this latest encounter with them thanks to that moment that Sabrina D'Angelo will want to forget in a hurry. Blackstenius. Oof, and Little nearly managed to wriggle her way through. Oops, didn't get much distance on that. Catley, Blackstenius, Russo. Here's Catley. Valti. Catley. Valti. BT. Ilestedt. Codina. Valti. Looking for Catley, but not finding her, and now it's Garcia. Blundell. Jace. Tickled across for Ella Toon, who brings George into it. Galton. Zellum. Letitia. Blundell. Patient stuff this from Manchester United. Lucia Garcia now trying to crank it up a bit, but outnumbered and dispossessed. Clever by Blackstenius, but actually overhit. Manchester United could be in business here. Ella Toon. Well, she was hoping that Leah Galton was going to make the run, but the winger wasn't thinking along the same lines. So a relief for Blackstenius, because it looked as though she'd poked it into a good area for Little, but Kim Little couldn't get there, and it almost proved costly. Not been a vintage first half for Manchester United, especially given their run of form going back into the tail end of last season, and their home form as well. They did the business late on against Aston Villa, and perhaps they're going to need a late salvo to continue that winning streak. And instead, offside. That might be the last meaningful action of the first half. She's been busy again, has the Brazilian Jace, but 4 additional minutes added on at the end of the half, without having many shies at goal herself, but she was a focal point despite only having 2 attempts in that game against Villa. Seems to bring other players into it. Lucia Garcia was benefiting. Here's Little, and that might benefit Steph Catley. No one picking her up. Catley, Russo. No room to get the shot away. Leah Valti. On for Catley. First time cross is good. The clearance is excellent, and Russo's effort is awful. And didn't the home fans like that? First sight of goal that Alessia Russo has had. Wasn't really a chance, given the way the ball came to her, but she will have expected to have done a bit better with her attempt. Brushed off all the talk about her return to Manchester United, and Yunda Saidaval also said that wouldn't affect her performance. Scored 2 in her 3 appearances for Arsenal and 6 in last 9 for club and country overall. Last WSL goal actually came against North London opposition. for Manchester United in their 3-0 success against Tottenham in May. Letitia. Zellum. Turner. BT. Nearly wriggled the way of Little. Tidied up by Letitia. Jace. Corner. Manchester United potent from set pieces. They have one at the end of this half. Zellum's ball in, and it could easily have led to yet another Manchester United goal from a dead ball situation. Zellum on the spot with her delivery. It was a ball that was attacked really well too. Just wonder if she'll feel that might have been an opportunity that merited her effort on target. Codina's throw, dying seconds of this first half. All square then, at the interval. Arsenal making the fast start, courtesy of Stina Blackstenius, who kept her cool to roll home, and then Leah Galton was also given the opportunity to caress the ball into the net after the air kick from Sabrina D'Angelo into the side today in place of Zinsberger. Her error allowing Manchester United to get back on terms. A half they've not really got going in, but they have parity at the end of. Manchester United 1, Arsenal 1 at the break. Welcome back then to the Lee Sports Village. 1-1 between Manchester United and Arsenal at the interval. And you fancy that Manchester United will be the happier with the scoreline, given the respective performances of the two sides. United held the lead when the sides met at the Emirates back in November. Went on to win that one by 3-2. They were also in front at the break in April, with Alessia Russo scoring on the stroke of half-time in that game. Russo has been a peripheral figure so far, and Manchester United and their fans will hope that that continues in the second half. Well, Jace has made herself busy in that first half, but not really had much to feed on in terms of chances. Well, it was 1-1 in Manchester United's last game. The encounter with Aston Villa last weekend, right up until the 92nd minute. Rachel Williams came off the bench to score a late winner and seal the 3 points for Manchester United. Each of Williams' last 5 goals has been scored in the final 10 minutes of games. Will she be the ace in the pack for Mark Skinner again tonight? Oof, and not sure Sabrina D'Angelo really wants any short back passes like that after what happened in the first period. And you can be sure that the fans will be on her case every time the ball comes her way as well. Zellum. 6 changes from Jonas Eidevall, and I think it's had the desired effect in terms of the way the game has gone, because Manchester United have not been able to dominate as they perhaps may have expected. It's going to get drawn on any sentiment about Alessia Russo's return to Leigh Sports Village for tonight's game. So he's not here to talk about Alessia when he addressed the media before the game. Jonas Eidevall, her current head coach, backed her to be completely focused on the game, although it might be a bit special when you are up against your former teammates. Jays out of play for a throw. Jays, good strength. It's going to be another Manchester United throw. Slow progress. Toon. Zellum. Ella Toon. Just slightly overhit. It's a bit more intensity about Manchester United in this second half. Here's Millie Turner. Gabby George goes back. Turner. Hayley Ladd under pressure. Has maintained possession. Lucia Garcia is nipped in and has gone over. Nothing wrong with that in the eyes of Kirsty Dowie. Oh, now then, here's a chance. Oh! And Jays is inches away. Almost her first goal in a Manchester United shirt. It's a beautifully timed run. It's an excellent pass, and it was so close to being the perfect finish as well. Beyond the outstretched boot of D'Angelo, but also beyond the far post. Well, Manchester United have looked a much better side since the break, that is for sure. And Jays was very close to putting them in front. Letitia. It's a little bit aimless by Blundell. Stenius giving chase, and Earps out to deal with it, and unlike her opposite number, opts to make the safety first choice. Surging her teammates upfield, but then knocking it short to Millie Turner. Zellem, Letitia, Shays couldn't make it stick, but as then won it back well. Garcia running into traffic though, in the shape of Codina, the two Spain teammates colliding. Speaking of collisions, a couple of casualties here. Well, that is what has done the damage to the pair of them. Steph Catley up and able to plough on. It's now 3 WSL starts in a row for her under Jonas Eiderval. Her first start since February for the vastly experienced Australian. Zellem tidies up, but then gives it away. Good tracking back by Galton. Manchester United really enjoyed these top four head-to-heads last season. One of the keys to their success was their form in these games. They beat Arsenal in both matches between the sides, while Arsenal took 4 points from a possible 18 in matches against the other top four sides. Jonas Eiderval is on his worst run as head coach at Arsenal, losing his last 3 WSL games at the helm. Little looking for Russo. Russo up against George. Came off George last, and now comes back to the Manchester United fullback. Has had an arm. Nothing in it from Ilestedt, according to the referee, and Arsenal have it. Codina. And that's broken handily for Pelova. Credit to Maya Letitia for the quick reactions there. All of a sudden, she seemed to have a clear run through on goal until Letitia came across to nick it off her toes. Jay's getting pretty up close and personal as the corner comes in. Garcia. Leah Valti. I need to tell you, Russo's on the ball as the boos come out, and then the cheers for Earps, who comes to claim. England keeper collecting from the England forward. Selim under pressure, deals with it. Selim. And it goes from Blundell. Lucia Garcia. And still, who did that come off last? It's going to be a Manchester United corner. Well, statistically, she had the best game of her WSL career in the victory over Aston Villa, scoring and recording more shot involvements than in any previous game. She also carried the ball more than in any other game and created more chances. 7 goals in her last 9 WSL appearances, despite starting just the once. It's a good claim under pressure from Sabrina D'Angelo, rebuilding her confidence after that shocker in the first half. Blackstenius. Good turn that. Russo. Was that a foul? Referee says yes. First time she's really been able to spin and go. And Selim did step in. And it's a card for Katie Selim as well as a result. First yellow card of the match is followed by the first change of the match. And it's not just going to be one, it is a triple Arsenal alteration by the looks of things. Well, he's been talking up the quality of his squad, Jonas Eidevall, and this perhaps an indication of the strength in depth that he feels that a triple change at this stage is the right move. Well, she's only just come on, Frida Mornham. It's Catley to take, though, and Catley to waste the opportunity. Turner. Gabby George. It's forwards. Russo. Still Russo, stretching a bit for that. Back it goes from Maya Letizier. was a bit robust from Katie McCabe, which is unlike her, isn't it? Most yellow cards in the WSL last season for the Republic of Ireland captain. Manchester United wondering whether she should pick up one here. And she was on the score sheet the last time Arsenal won away to Manchester United. He was sent off in the draw at home to Manchester United 2 seasons ago, and she's into the book against United tonight for that. Up goes McCabe. Zeller. I wonder if he's considering a shuffling of the pack. No changes from Mark Skinner thus far. In conversation with his coaching team, though, assisted by Martin Ho, Ian Willock and Annie Turner, the performance coach. It's another foul, it's another yellow card for a substitute. It's Caitlin Ford who's in the book. Gabby George. Earps. Manchester United might well be looking to the bench, because since the start of last season they've had the most goals scored by substitutes in the WSL. Zellum. Turner. Jonas Eideval, by the way, was also shown a yellow card in the aftermath of that booking for Caitlin Ford. So he is also on a caution. Russo. Trying to play it around the corner for Ford, he's still got it. Leovalti. Oh, good run this. Good ball in as well. Towards the far post and headed behind by Blundell. Just for a minute you wondered where it was heading. The answer is for a corner. This could easily have had Arsenal back in front, though. Seemed to have done the hard work by wriggling her way through, but then the cutback couldn't find a teammate. Deep corner. Little. Little stood it up well, and there's the chance, which is spilled by Earps, but then gathered at the second time of asking. Well, that would have been quite the story. Little's ball in. Russo got a clear run at it, didn't really get the contact that she was hoping for, but it still proved a bit tricky for Earps, who could only gather at the second time of asking. George looking for Colton, but all the way through to D'Angelo. The other side of Al says that Manchester United are a team that is very consistent in the way that they play. It's Russo meanwhile, and Earps to the rescue for Manchester United. Oh, poked over the top, she's onside, got in between a couple of the United defenders. And it's on target until the intervention of Earps to keep out her England teammate. Chances starting to come regularly now for Arsenal. Mornham's pass wasn't ideal. Beattie. Catley on here for Ford. So Manchester United started the second half well, but Arsenal are having a good period now, and that's a good ball in that Turner has turned away. Jay's just the right side of the law with that challenge. Not the right side of the ball, though. McCabe. Russo giving chase and forcing the slightly hurried clearance of Maya Le Tissier. And perhaps changes are en route. Will it be another impact from the bench from Rachel Williams? Frida Leonardson-Mornham with this corner for Arsenal. Turner up well. McCabe. Valti. Nice shuffle. Ford. Little. Patient stuff, and Catley's effort then is charged down by Jays. And Jays is on the move. That was towards Toon. Le Tissier. Millie Turner. Only 3 clean sheets in 16 WSL appearances against Arsenal for Mary Earps coming into tonight. No clean sheet for her against them this evening. Clearance, can't find another red shirt, although that's good stuff by Lucia Garcia to nick it back. Arsenal back in possession, and going to ground was Alessia Russo. Lily Turner with the challenge, scored in that 3-2 win at Arsenal last November. And her last goal was the 93rd minute winner as a sub at Villa in April. So, no goal still for the summer signing. But Jez has once again been a real focal point for her team. And a big cheer greets the arrival of Rachel Williams. Can she do it again? Oldest scorer in the WSL last season at 35 years and 81 days of age, and on target in this campaign as well, with that late winner away to Villa last weekend. George. Russo closing down. Leticia gets it clear. Gabby George. Lucia Garcia just running into traffic. McCabe. Ilestedt. Oh, that's been given Arsenal's way, much to some Manchester United consternation. BT certainly get the feeling both sides are looking for the winner rather than settling for a share of the spoils. It's overhit though by Russo. Around about this stage of the game that it all started kicking off in the match between Manchester United and Villa last weekend. Daly putting Villa in front a couple of minutes after Hansen had been sent off for Villa. Lucia Garcia then levelled for United with 11 minutes to play before that late Rachel Williams winner. Blundell. Back it goes from BT. D'Angelo. Ilestedt. Noel Maritz. George gets it all the way back to Earps. Well, Arsenal have never started a WSL season with successive defeats, and they're set to avoid changing that particular statistic, but 1 point from their opening 2 games will already potentially leave them well adrift of Chelsea, the defending champions, into the final 15 minutes. A stage in the game that his side have been so prolific in. Scored twice in the final quarter of an hour against Aston Villa. They've scored the most and conceded the fewest in the final 15 minutes of WSL games since the start of last season. And as we enter that witching hour for Manchester United, changes on the way. Ella Toon departs, and in her place it is Hinata Miyazawa, the Japanese international, and Lucia Garcia is also taken off here. And it is Melvin Mallard, the France forward, for her Manchester United and WSL debut, having joined on a season loan from Lyon last month. Stoppage here for D'Angelo to receive treatment means another impromptu timeout for Jonas Eidevar and Mark Skinner. Arsenal look like they've slotted more into a back five now, making it really difficult for Manchester United to break through when they do get the ball. Struggling to create any openings from open play, you'd say at the moment, though, the away side. That might change here, though. Mornham for Alessia Russo. Russo is so close. Some story that would have been. Mornham looked like she was offside. There was no flag, though. Had the awareness to play in Russo, who looked like she'd missed the opportunity by not shooting earlier. She had other ideas, though, shifted it brilliantly and curled it wonderfully. And she's unfortunate that, having beaten Earps, it was just a couple of inches too far to the right. Otherwise, Arsenal were in front late on, thanks to the former Manchester United forward. She has got a great record in this fixture, having scored in all of the last 4 games between the sides. Obviously, all of those have been for United against Arsenal. Almost managed to repeat the trick for the other side in the game tonight. Catley with this corner. Earps decided to stay. It was right into the 6-yard box. Little. Whipped in by Mornham, but too much on it. Russo here must have thought that that was heading in, having evaded Mary Earps. Popped up with the decisive goal when the sides met at the Emirates in injury time to give Manchester United a win. Scored the winner when they met in Manchester. Ellen, George, last 10 minutes of the game, and it is tense. Nudge forwards, and Mallard's in! Malar, on her Manchester United debut, may well have won it against Arsenal. All the talk was about a new Arsenal striker before the game, but it's a new face in the red of Manchester United that has done the business late on with what could be the winning goal. Well, she managed to just get there in between the two defenders and poked it beyond the grasp of D'Angelo and just inside the post. What a predatory finish from the forward on loan from Lyon, who only joined last month. That is some way to announce yourself in a Manchester United shirt. Manchester United 2, Arsenal 1. Been on for around about 5 minutes and has put the hosts in front. And yet again, Manchester United have scored late on and perhaps scored a decisive goal late on as well. Little. Arsenal going to have to gamble now. Well, having started so well for Arsenal, is it going to be back-to-back defeats to start the season for Jonas Eidevall? It would be the first time that Arsenal have begun a WSL campaign with back-to-back defeats. And the Swede, who's only signed a new long-term contract with the club this week, is set to see his worst run as Arsenal head coach continue. This would be 4 straight defeats in the WSL. Arsenal made a change in the aftermath of that goal, with Jen Beattie going off and Lotte Ruben-Moy stepping in. Ball in towards Rousseau. Oof, and that nearly came back the way of Mornan. Well, desperate times for Arsenal, who ended last season losing 3 of their final 6 away games in the division. Set for another defeat in their travels here, unless they can score late on and give Manchester United a taste of their own medicine. Hasn't quite gone behind. Williams has ensured it is out of play now. On a step, feeling the force of the challenge. Ford. Ruben-Moy. Now closing down. Worrying times for Jonas Eidevall and for Arsenal. There's one last plan to be hatched, as you can see there with the note that was being handed out and passed on Chloe Lacasse in for Noel Maritz. Chloe Lacasse, the Canadian forward who had started all three for Arsenal this season before tonight. Signed from Benfica in the summer. McCabe gets it back safely to D'Angelo. Mornan eating up the turf. Illistedt. Galton. Gabby George. Here's McCabe. No foul. It's Caitlin Ford, and here's a chance for Mornan! Flag is up. Just when you thought that Arsenal were going to do it late on, it's a shake of the head from their head coach. But Mornan was off. It's the right call. But that was better from Arsenal. Not sitting very comfortably, given that it is going to be back-to-back defeats to begin the campaign, unless they can find something in this 2 minutes of normal time and then whatever else is added on. But they're on the defensive instead here. Blundell across, they're queuing up in there, and out comes D'Angelo to smother. Well, that would have been curtains. Russo seen off by Letitia. Russo gets the cross in, but that's not going to trouble Mary Earps as we go into the final minute of the 90. And it's not been her night. It could have been so different with that effort that came back off the post when the score was still 1-1. Blundell across, but won't get there ahead of Ford. Here's Mallard. Miyazawa for Galton. All eyes now drift to the fourth official to see how much time Melissa Pergin is going to signal is added on. 6 minutes is the answer. Oh, it's made a real difference since coming on. This is Katie Zellum. Little.
1v1.
Morning. Little. Little again. McCabe. Manchester United packing the route to goal and forcing McCabe to go for the spectacular, which he is capable of, but not on that occasion. Said that he wasn't particularly happy with their performances against Manchester United last season. Definitely wasn't happy with the results. Came here with a lot of motivation to change the narrative, but are set to depart empty-handed. Illistead. McCabe. How many red shirts are back there between Arsenal and Mary Earp's goal? Warner. Little waits on the edge. It's back to Leah Valti instead. Valti with a good piece of footwork. Now Little. McCabe. Arsenal going nowhere fast, and it's popped up and given to Leah Galton. Illistead finds D'Angelo, but it's the wrong part of the pitch for Arsenal. Amanda Illistead. Leah Valti. Lotte Bubenmoy. Lacasse. Lacasse. Good footwork, good try! Oh my word! It's an absolute cracker from Chloe Lacasse to surely snatch a point for Arsenal. Goodness me, what a goal that is! And yet again, there is late drama between Arsenal and Manchester United. Her first goal for Arsenal is an absolute rocket. Great footwork to skip away from Gabby George. And then as it opened up, she had a go, and what a go. An arrow beyond Mary Earps to draw Arsenal level. That is a beauty. Some way for the Canadian to mark her arrival at Arsenal. And it finished 3-2 between the sides at the Emirates. And there's still 2 minutes left for that to be the case tonight. This time it's Manchester United who have been undone late on, and it could get worse for them. Lacasse. Oh, was that a foul? Caitlin Ford is convinced it was. Heart in the mouth time for Manchester United. Well, the substitutes have certainly done the business for Arsenal, who have looked a lot more potent since the introduction of Ford, McCabe, and of course Lacasse. Little. Valti. Is there to be another twist to this game? Mallard. George. Turner. Letitia. Oops. To Turner. Well, we've had the minimum of 6 that were signalled. Zelen. McCabe's throw. An early season heavyweight clash certainly saw some big blows traded, but neither side could land a knockout punch. Mark Skinner must have thought that Manchester United had done it late on once again when Melvin Mallard scored on her Manchester United debut, but a cracker from Chloe Lacasse, her first for Arsenal, ensures that they avoid starting the campaign with back-to-back defeats. All of that after Sabrina D'Angelo's error in the first half gifted Leah Galton that leveller after the early strike from Stina Blackstenius. Another riveting encounter between these two ends Manchester United 2, Arsenal 2.